So this is the build. The scooter was originally white underneath. All the peripheral stuff was white, forks and hubs, and I got rid of all that and did it standard silver, but with the white tank and toolbox. Kept those. So I was, yeah, that's the engine. So I was trying to make a scooter that was still a bit rough around the edges. I didn't want to go to the trouble of respraying and all that. That's a Sill engine. I think it is a 200 Indian. Indian engine. That's the tap speed barrel that I bought that was already tuned to stage 5 that I need to buy a piston for. That's a Chinese carb with the MB Shorty manifold, and it was a case of fitting the manifold to the barrel. The barrel needed a bit of work, so I matched up the inlet without touching the actual manifold, and then had to cut away the barrel so that the manifold would fit. And I ground away a bit of the exhaust to get it to fit the port. So Ian Franklin did the barrel before he died. So that's the piston going in. With it, I had to shorten the piston to Dave Webster's spec, and also insert a couple of bushes from Bead Speed. They're very cheap, but they're a bit of a hassle to get in. That's the piston just in situ, and I banged up those two together just to what it looked like. Those three. That's Tamiri crank, is it? 60mm. So it's slightly longer, so I needed to put another, like a packing plate at the bottom, which I cut myself out of some alloy I'd got knocking about. So I was just playing with the clutch at this point, see what I can get away with, because I'd always used to run I bent the top plate down to get a 5 plate in. That seems to work okay at the minute, but we'll see. That's the engine complete, just ready to go in. Bits and bobs. Yeah, I wanted to do it like old school, the old Mickeck, and a 4x10 on the back like the old Scooter Boy days in the 80s. I didn't want to do an alloy barrel or anything like that, because I wasn't used to any of that stuff. So this was just putting the panels on and just seeing what it looked like with the Mickeck. Quite short pipe really. Changed the baffles in it, but it still remained quite loud. Well, seeing as the lights are so bad, I thought a bit of a loud pipe might warn people I was coming through. And that's it really. Now for the first start video. Right then, the moment of truth. I've tried to figure out how many years it's been since I started this engine. I think it's probably about 35 years, I'm guessing. The frame I rode in 1998 with a different engine in it, so the frame and the scooter was last on the road then. I spent the past few weeks building it. Taft Speed 225 engine. So I'll just do a walk around. So let's go around this side to start off with. Now what we got here, so I've basically cabled up the fuel pipe. I've got a bit of a leak there, and the only reason I know is because it's putting some crap down the side of the oil. So one of these, this is a cheap Chinese 30mm, and I looked at some reviews and stuff, and they said that they're okay. So about, I don't know, a quarter of the price of a proper Delauto. So I've got one of those, but it has got a plastic inlet thing on it, which I'm going to change out for an alley one. When I undid this, when I first put it in, fuel poured out the top here, and I undid it, and there's a little plastic filter
which also acts as your gasket, and that was all crunched up inside, so I had to take that out, put it into some hot boiling water, and it the plastic kind of reformed to what it was. I put it in there, and I'm not sure whether this, I'm assuming that oil there, petrol there, has got to be from the fuel tap, and that's not too bad. So we'll see anyway, with the metal one coming in, and I've ordered a new filter for that as well. So that's all that done. The wiring, all I've done is just taken the green, that's the one that comes out of the magneto, so we're ignoring all of them, just taking the green one and put it in here with another wire, blue wire, which goes right around there, and then on here, this is actually a really old, I bought a brand new coil and it failed. It didn't work, got no spark out of it. So this is actually a made in Italy, it says there. So that coil is probably as old as well, probably 30 something years old or 25 years old, that. But it works, seems to work all right. So with everything wired up, if I hold the camera there, I don't know whether this is going to show on the camera, but just holding a camera and trying to do that in a dark place where it should. Can you see that? Is that? Anyway, we're getting a spark eventually. So there you go, Mickeck. I think it's a Mark. I think it's a Mark 8 Mickeck. I'm not sure. It does say on. It's actually printed on it, but where it was printed, it's been. I think it's somebody's stove enamelled it or something, because this black stuff's solid as a rock. So it's got no dents in it at all. You can't see underneath there maybe, but I've got some. There you go. Got some springs holding it all together. Got some nice. We've got. I don't know if you can see this on here, but underneath there we've got some. These things are great. Never had them in the 80s. They're like an extended nut, and you put a little clip on it. I don't know how long that clip's going to last, but I can wire it up so that it doesn't come off at all with a bit of wire. But that just, if it starts to undo, that should foul on the exhaust, and you'll only get a half a turn out of it before, so it won't fall off completely. That was quite a good idea. There's one on the other side, but it's a short one, because obviously the U-pipe goes around that way. But I thought that was quite ingenious. So there we go. So I'm going to set this up. So yeah, I'm going to set this up and hopefully get it started. Question: how many kicks? I'm going to give it a couple of kicks. Let me see. I'm going to put the choke on, fuel on, and then yeah. So the first couple of kicks it's going to be, but I've absolutely like covered everything inside the engine with grease. So it's had barrel piston, crank bearings, everything inside is. So the first, while it's turning over without much fuel in there, without much lubrication, it's got all the oil, so grease. So the grease is going to burn off, so it should be quite smoky, and that'll also interfere with how many kicks it takes. So have a guess how many kicks it's going to take. Let me set this up. You can see. Right then, hopefully that should get me and the bike on. Right, I'm going to go and tighten up the plug. Right, just recheck, make sure we're all in business. Right then, right. Then. You're about to see an old man get very knackered. Fuel on. Bear in mind, I haven't actually started a scooter for 25 years. We'll see how long this takes. One. Oh. Two. Not a lot of compression. I've not put a high compression head on it.